The snow melting away here in central Illinois, revealing signs of spring. Tonight, one team will emerge from this long, cold winter. Belleville, Althoff, and Fenwick meet in Game 1. The winner plays for a state championship. A beautiful spring-like day here in central Illinois. It's the final day of the girls' high school basketball season, a watershed day for the final 4 teams here in Class AA. Hello, and I'm Lee Hall. Welcome to Redbird Arena here on the campus of Illinois State University. Our first semifinal, 2 teams coming from different directions in more ways than one. Belleville Althoff from Southern Illinois, unranked in the final poll. Fenwick, number 2, coming from the Chicagoland area. These 2 teams meet for a trip to the state championship game here tonight. For a look at this ball game, let's go to our play-by-play announcer, Scott Slocum, and analyst Bernie Chero.
All right, Lee, thank you very much. Bernie, it takes great players to get to this point, and we have a couple of great players going head-to-head today.
Yes, we do, and I'll tell you what, all year long, Fenwick from Oak Park, Illinois, they were expected to be here, but the Cinderella team of the tournament, Belleville Althoff, they're here also.
Yeah,
we're ready for a great matchup.
And we are. Their first trip ever to the Elite Eight, now the semifinals. Let's take a look at how these 2 teams got here to the state semifinals. And as far as Fenwick is concerned, took out Public League powers Young and Marshall in the sectionals, Mother McCauley in the super, and yesterday defeating Galesburg, a team that had made it to the Elite Eight 7 of the last 8 years. As far as Belleville Althoff is concerned, sectional victories over Salem and Belleville East, and of course in the quarterfinals yesterday, sending Champaign Centennial home early. Now, as far as key players are concerned, we had 2 great ones going head-to-head here this morning.
Yes, we do, and let's take a look at the visitors from Oak Park Fenwick. Erin Lawless, she gives the word versatile a whole new meaning. She is listed as guard, forward, and center. On Friday, she scored 18 points, shot 80%, 100% from the free throw line, spent a lot of time on the bench. As we look at Belleville Althoff, she's a senior leader also, Stephanie Lish. This is the biggest game of her career. She's going to Indiana State. On Friday, she scored 27 points, 10 for 16 from the field goal range, and 7 for 12 for free throws.
And Bernie, Fenwick, the favorite in this, ranked, of course, 2nd in the state of Illinois. They just have to play their game, right?
Well, I think the 3 keys to the game for Fenwick will be, number 1, they need to wear them down. Their defense is relentless. They know what they need to do defensively, and they have the experience to get into the championship game. They have 6 girls that have been there, done that, and seniors. And the last thing, a mission. From the beginning of the season, they were on a mission to get to the championship game.
Does Althoff have to do anything different today, Bernie?
You know, Althoff needs to play their game. They know what they need to do is, number 1, composure at the guard position. They're going to go against the strong defense. Teresa Lish, as a freshman, is going to have to play a big game today. They're going to have to use their inside game. Sarah Thomas, she really needs to score and be dominant. And then the leadership, that'll be the key with Stephanie Lish.
It's Althoff and Fenwick next for a shot at a state championship. We'll return to Bloomington Normal's Redbird Arena after this local timeout. all about semifinal Saturday in the state of Illinois, and you get that special feeling inside of Redbird Arena here in Bloomington Normal. Good morning, welcome back. Scott Slocum along with Bernie Chero. Belleville, Althoff, and Fenwick meet for a right to play for the IHSA Girls Class AA State Championship tonight. Anticipation, you bet. Anxiety, oh yeah. Oak Park, of course, from the west suburbs, near west suburb of Oak Park Fenwick High School. As far as Belleville is concerned, they are in the St. Louis metro area, of course, on the Illinois side of the Mississippi River, down just southeast of St. Louis. And Bernie, this is going to be a good one here today. Fenwick comes in 33-2, Althoff 24-5.
The championship game. The wonderful thing is somebody gets to be there. The other team will still get to bring home a trophy. They're in the Final Four. This is what you work for all year.
Yep, and this is it. We have a couple of great individual players that we'll be keeping a very close eye on today, in Aaron Lawless and Stephanie Lish. Let us now send it over to the public address announcer, Mr. Dave Coley, for this morning's starting lineups.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, will you all please rise and honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Today's guest soloist is Abby Wildermuth, a senior at J.D. Darnell High School in Geneseo, Illinois.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets right glad, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Abby Wildermuth from Geneseo, Illinois. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups for our first semifinal game of the day between the Friars of Oak Park Fenwick High School and the Crusaders of Belleville Althoff High School. For Fenwick, a 5'7" senior guard, number 3, Nicole Rivera. For Belleville Althoff, a 5'7" freshman guard, number 13, Teresa Lish. For Fenwick, a 5'6" junior guard, number 5, Kristen Heidloff. For Belleville Althoff, a 5'7" senior guard, number 21, Jenna Renner. For Fenwick, a 5'7" senior guard, number 10, Breanne Smiley. For Belleville Althoff, a 6'1" junior forward, number 23, Sarah Thomas. For Fenwick, a 5'11" senior forward, number 33, Elizabeth Marino. For Belleville Althoff, a 6' sophomore forward, number 43, Mallory Sullivan. For Fenwick, a 6'2" senior forward center, number 34, Aaron Lawless. And for Belleville Althoff, a 5'10" senior guard, number 51, Stephanie Lish. The Fenwick Friars bring a 33-2 record into today's contest and are coached by David Power. He's assisted by Michael Valente, John Weaver, Dana Leonard, and Dale Heidloff. The Belleville Althoff Crusaders enter today's game with a 24-5 season record and are coached by Don Hayda. He's assisted by Joe Gomrick, Beth Cherry, and Don Padgett.
Let's take another look at those starting lineups for this ballgame, Belleville, Althoff, and Fenwick. And of course, the big game yesterday from Lawless, the big game from Stephanie Lish, but also remember the huge game that Sarah Thomas had, Bernie.
And I think that Coach Hayda is trying to go with a little bit bigger lineup with Mallory Sullivan. You know, she didn't start yesterday, but being a 6-foot inside player, they're going to need to combat some of the ability that Fenwick has dominating inside.
And the three gentlemen that will be calling today's first state semifinal game, John Newcomb, Clarence Simmons, and John Woodmeyer. When you look at a game like this, Bernie, about the only thing you can do when it's South against North is take a look at common opponents. These two teams have played two common opponents, Hope and New Trier. Belleville Althoff lost back in January 46-39 to Hope, and they lost to New Trier the night after 57-47. Fenwick handled both Hope and New Trier 79-53 and 61-54. Does that mean a thing?
Not right now. I think as soon as that, it's great experience to play against those type of teams, and that's what gets you here. But now you're here, and it's up to you to make a difference. Lawless
wins the tip. Fenwick with the basketball in their black uniforms, the Crusaders in the whites, and we're underway. It's a three-guard attack for the Friars with Rivera, Smiley, and Heidloff. All three handle the ball very, very well, and of course inside it's Marino and the All-American Lawless.
Excellent patience here, waiting to get that first shot to be one that actually makes a difference.
There's Lawless. Open is Smiley.
There you go. That's patience. They took the time to penetrate, draw the defender, kick the ball back out. Nice shot.
3-0 in favor of the Friars, thanks to Brienne Smiley's three-point field goal.
This is going to be an interesting matchup with, you know, a freshman point guard and the pressure that she's going to have to face. See a lot of growth in her in this game.
And she'll try a three and hit.
There she goes. You know, and that's a good thing for them to see, because I think she's a key to the game and how she handles the pressure, defensive pressure.
Hasn't shot many of them this year, just 27 coming into the Elite Eight here, but she's at 33%. Smiley looking at Lawless. And the first foul of the ball game is going to be committed by Thomas. Let's take a closer look at these two cities. One's a suburb, the other, well, I guess some people call Belleville a suburb of St. Louis, though people in Belleville probably don't. Very similar across the board. The enrollment, you see the difference there. Catholic League against the South 7.
Quick foul inside as Aaron Lawless was trying to put up a shot.
Foul on 23, Sarah Thomas, her second.
And two quick fouls on Sarah Thomas, and that is huge.
It is, and I think the frustrating thing right now is the fact that Sarah has to steppen up things and get a little bit quicker, because Aaron has such a quick first step. She's extremely difficult to defend, so you have to anticipate what she's going to do.
1 of 2 for Lawless. Gives the lead back to Fenwick, 4-3. Thomas, the huge game yesterday, 18 points, 15 rebounds. Coach Hayda is going to lead her in the ball game. Fenwick extends that zone defense out just a little bit. Stephanie Lish hits her first shot.
Stephanie thought about passing it inside, but then made the right decision.
Althoff with his first lead. A little over 2 minutes. Nice move by Lawless and finish with the left hand.
Excellent job coming across the lane like that.
We have some young ladies there today, Bernie, that can put the ball in the basket. Good players. Thomas, they really get out on Lish quick, don't they?
Yes, and you know, they're playing a pretty good matchup zone, it looks like.
Smiley after the Lawless steal.
Every step she takes is so strong.
Offensive rebound and bucket. Marino with it.
Elizabeth Marino in an excellent position to get that rebound, keeping the ball up nice and high, putting it up to the glass, drawing the foul.
And in the back of the mind of Sarah Thomas is the fact that she's got 2 fouls.
Take a look at how she's in an excellent position as Stephanie takes that drive. Erin, excuse me, in an excellent rebound position.
That foul was called on Stephanie Lish. And we're going to get a foul on Lawless. Going over the back of Stephanie. Good box out. So the 2 big guns, each with a foul. Thomas with 2 fouls.
Right, you know, and that's something you really hate to see because you really want to let these kids play. And it could be nerves. You know, they just have to relax a little bit and allow their quickness to make a difference.
How
Look
about
at that.
this? No
That's
bucket.
a freshman.
No bucket. They said it was out on the floor.
She took that from end to end.
You know, and we thought that was one of the big keys here today, Bernie, was whether or not she would be able to handle the 3-headed monster, the quickness of Smiley, Heidloff, and Rivera.
And she does not look like she's being bothered by it at all. It's just like a game to her.
Thought about her shot.
Smart decision to pull it back.
Heidloff came over to defend. Stephanie Lish can't get it to drop. Brenna, the rebound, back to Lish.
Nice power move.
And a foul's going to be called on Fenwick. And this is something the Friars usually do to their opponents, is out-battle them and out-tough them. Not that time.
I'll tell you what, I really like what I see inside. They're triple teaming, you know, the paint, but they're still being able to put up a solid shot.
This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people.
Well, I think him participating at a high level has helped me with a work ethic and just knowing how to work hard and make yourself better. And he's helped a lot, you know, with conditioning things and helping me become better basketball-wise because he's seen a lot of great players. So he's really helped me throughout my career.
Stephanie Lish, referring to her dad, Rusty. That's the he she's talking about. Played at Notre Dame, played for the Bears, St. Louis Cardinals, early 80s. And you talk about a family of athletes.
Very athletic family.
A brother is an outstanding player at Southmore, being recruited by Illinois and Missouri, off guard.
And you know, he got the girls involved in AAU very early, which is one of the things that is critical in development of young ladies. They need to play.
And one Lish sets a screen for the other. Can't knock it down. Offensive putback by Krutno.
Boy, Erin Lawless just grabbed that ball off the rim.
3 try. Heidloff. Short. Approaching the midway mark of the first quarter. A defense by Marino to stop Sullivan down low. Stephanie Lish can't knock it down, and Lawless another board. There's Smiley, another 3.
Wow, what a nice shot. A lot of contact inside underneath.
And a crucial point here early. Bernie, Fenwick already with a 6-point lead.
I was just getting ready to say, oh boy, you know, every shot they take now, they have to make sure that it's a smart shot and follow through and finish. And then the freshman steps up and does that.
People in the Chicagoland area don't know a lot about Teresa Lish. They will after today, and they will for the next 3 years. She is going to be awfully good. She already is awfully good. She's going to be an awesome talent. Lawless with a flash and the miss.
Right now, she's the leading scorer on her team.
Couple of 3-pointers. There's big
Nice no-look pass.
Taken away by Lawless. Sullivan couldn't handle a real nice pass. Smiley will try yet again.
That was excellent transition as they came down the floor. You want to fill all 3 lanes on the basketball court so you can attack from any angle. And Smiley was able to do that with an excellent pass, an excellent feed.
Smiley, 3 3-pointers, had 24 on the year coming into Elite 8 play. Now a double team on the freshman.
Composure will be critical here.
And we're going to get a pushing foul down low called against Smiley. She tried to muscle up Stephanie Lish on the block. Of course, this is Fenwick's third trip downstate and their third consecutive time of taking home a trophy. Back in 2000, they finished third.
And you know, you can't replace experience of playing on the state tournament floor and knowing what to expect.
State champs in 01 and third place in 00 this year. Well, they're in the semifinals. Lish fires again and hits again.
She's on fire today.
Smiley and Lish are playing one-on-one. 3-point game. So much for shooting on a big floor and being intimidated by a deep background here,
Exactly.
huh? Rivera wants to get in on the act, but play is whistled dead. And we're going to get a foul call. If it's on Stephanie Lish, it's her second. No, it's not.
Okay. She was in the area. I
Actually, it's going to be on Fenwick, an illegal pick.
Oh, okay. Moving screen.
Raven Gengler, who just checked into the ball game, will get called for an illegal screen. And I'm sure Don Hayda's heart stopped when he heard the whistle and saw Stephanie Lish in the area. Calmly, the freshman, Teresa Lish, walks it up. Big sis goes up.
Oh, the strength that she has just shown on this move. She did a great drop step, made her balance and her presence felt by the defender, and then turned around so solid and put up a great shot.
And that is 2 fouls on Brienne Smiley.
To Althoff's credit, I don't see any sign of nerves or any sign of intimidation. They're just playing a basketball game, and it's tied.
14 all. 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Lawless, nice catch.
Nice feed by Elizabeth Marino.
Oh, she's got good hands, doesn't she?
Yes. Her presence in the lane, both offensively and defensively. She has such a nice wingspan.
Stephanie Lish hounded by Smiley, and there's a 5-second count.
You know, I wondered if that was going to happen because Brienne Smiley is really a relentless defender, and she forces the ball handler to just go right to left and right to left, and you think that you're making an advancement, but if you're closely guarded for 5 seconds, that's the call.
Smiley, a happy welcome to the bench by her teammates with 3 threes. Does have 2 fouls, though. She gets taken out of the ballgame, and Tracy Pollock checks in. There's another high-low pass to Lawless.
Excellent feed by Elizabeth Marino to Erin Lawless. And that's tough to defend because Erin is such a solid size when she puts that right hand out for the feed. It's tough to defend that.
Not many teams are able to run the high-low because they lack a very solid, finisher down low.
Yes.
But Lawless is as solid as it gets. Off to a fast start. 8 points already for Erin. 5 for Stephanie Lish, 9 for Teresa, 9 for Smiley. Points not hard to come by this morning so far. Teresa Lish will dribble off her foot and out of bounds.
And she looked at the official hoping that they would call it the other way, thinking maybe it went off their Fenwick's foot. But
Althoff to Pollock. She's one of their better 3-point shooters. In fact, their best.
such quick feet by Fenwick when they make a decision to dribble or penetrate.
There's Gengler, back to Lawless.
What a move.
Wow.
Wow. What a move. And you know, you can't even explain what she did because it has such finesse, such versatility. The Big Ten is really going to be excited when she comes into the Big Ten.
Teresa Lish can't knock it down. Sullivan tracks down the rebound. Althoff will get another shot. 20 seconds to play. Stephanie pulls up. No good. And Marino controls.
Erin wants the ball. Erin gives the ball.
And when Erin wants the ball, she gets it. And she's looking at 5 or scores.
Exactly. She's running down the floor. Lead hand out. Calling her lane.
That will be a foul on the floor, so it'll be Fenwick ball underneath their basket. and concern on that man's mind, trying to stop the machine that is Fenwick. Here's Rivera back in, and Althoff will get a rest. And Bridget Liston will check in for Fenwick as well. He gets Marino out of there. Lawless to
another move,
and a foul will be called.
And you know, Scott, what impresses me so much is when she puts that ball down and takes her step through, she has such a huge step that she just has to go into the defender, and they have no choice but to foul her.
A strong spin move. Many of these girls haven't seen a lot of.
No. And she does it with, oh, she's so natural at that move.
Lawless now 3 of 4 from the line. 80% coming into the year, and Fenwick is extending the lead out to 8 now. That foul, by the way, was on Nicole Crute, her first.
Getting a well-deserved rest.
And a standing ovation. 5 seconds, Teresa has to hurry. Creates some room with a push. Can't knock it down, and that's it for the quarter. The first part of that first quarter, Belleville Althoff was right there, but Fenwick showed their strength toward the tail end. We'll take this local timeout. What a run. Bernie, you know about runs, qualifying for the Elite Eight in 95, 96, and 97, but this 4-year stretch by Fenwick.
It's impeccable. I mean, that's why in the pregame I talked about how these seniors, they know what it's like. The experience is something that you can't explain, and they know what it takes to get in that championship game.
Second quarter, the start of it, so very important. Thomas back into the ball game with those 2 fouls. And Gengler controls.
And I think that's one of her first shots. We haven't seen or heard much of her in the first quarter.
And we're going to get an offensive foul call. Whoa. Rivera pushing off on Lish. And Nicole Rivera just looks over to her coach and says,
what'd I do?
I didn't think I did anything. She's still asking.
Well, you know, and that's the way you teach the kids. You want to explain to them what they did. Tip pass baseline to Renna, and she's tied up by Rivera, and will come back down the other way. Fenwick ball. Fenwick has lost 2 games this year. Overtime to Naperville North. They missed 3 1-1s toward the tail end. That was a great ball game. And of course to Beaver Creek, Ohio, and their 6'5" All-American by 1 point, 48-47. Nine-point lead for the Friars. There's a 3 try. That's off the mark by Gengler. Offensive rebound. What nice positioning. And as Maggie went up, put up that shot, she used her left hand. These kids from Fenwick are so fundamentally sound.
Cloak scored 4 yesterday in the quarterfinals. Her first basket here today. And the Friars starting to pull away. Stephanie Lish trying to answer. Cannot. She'll try again.
Crowd wants a foul.
And there's a big pile up under the basket, saved finally by Althoff. But a timeout taken by Coach Powers in Fenwick.
I think Coach was trying to call that timeout so she wouldn't run out trying to save the ball.
Well, what's happened here in the last 6 or 7 minutes? Well, we'll hold on to that thought, think about that, and we'll return with more. Our score, 25-14, Fenwick leads Althoff.
My blood disease, immune thrombocytopenia purpura. It was something I was diagnosed with in 6th grade. It's just basically a low platelet count where I bruise easily. I was on a lot of medication when I was younger. I'm now in remission, so everything's going fine right now with it.
Deck with Rusty Lish, the father of Teresa and Stephanie. Of course, we know you played for Notre Dame. We know you played in the NFL. Where did these kids get their basketball genes?
Well, it's the hoop right outside the house that keeps them going. So they're out there pretty much every day, weather permitting.
Your son had a good game last night, 27 points.
Yeah, he's all right for I call him a slow white kid, but he's doing all right.
What's tougher, facing a blitz or having to sit up here and not have a hand in what's going on the floor?
Well, I'll tell you, I get a lot more jittery sitting here watching. I need to just run some stairs every once in a while here to get the bug out. But it's been fun watching them. They've had a very fun year, and watching them work together, it's been enjoyable. I think they've met their match today, though.
Now Teresa has completed 3 bombs from outside, right?
Her percentage is a lot better than mine.
All right, back to you guys downstairs. Thanks, Rusty.
Hey, Lee, tell Rusty we can get him better seats if he wants.
No, as a coach, I think that's good when the parents sit up there.
What a day for the Lishes yesterday. Their parents have to be very, very proud. What a day. Unfortunately for the Lishes this morning, not going very well.
It's a nice block by Aaron.
Althoff, good feed inside, not able to finish is Liston, and back come the Crusaders.
Nice defense.
Stephanie Lish held to 5 points through the first quarter and a half. Doing a nice job on it. Stephanie tries a 3, and that's short. And that's what happens when there's so much pressure on you.
Right, and you know, you're trying to do a lot. She came out of a nice screen.
Althoff with a field goal.
I'll tell you what, the last 2 baskets, both by guards, Althoff and Brianne Smiley, trying to give some balance attack.
We were talking before we went away for the break, Bernie. What has happened? It was 11-11. Now it's 30-14. That's a 19-3 run.
Well, honestly, I think that Fenwick is really getting into their game, and they are a very excellent team. Althoff is doing an excellent job trying to stay with them, but Fenwick really has so many weapons.
First bucket for Sarah Thomas.
And that's why they've been ranked 2nd all year long.
Lawless sets a screen out top for Smiley.
She knew right where she was.
Good finish by Erin Lawless.
Kristen Althoff knew exactly where Erin Lawless was as she drew the defense. It's great to have guards that really work the ball inside to their post people.
14 for Erin Lawless. And
That was a nice move.
Stephanie Lish comes back and says, well, wait a minute, I'm an all-stater too. We need to hang around here a while longer.
This is what Stephanie did yesterday. She took control as the 1 guard and just did a lot of penetration, as you'll see here, and went right, crossover left, solid pull-up jumper. And she's not afraid to take that leadership role.
And you saw Lawless just stay back a little bit. She looked up at the board. We're up big. No reason for me to get my 2nd foul.
Very smart.
Lish can't complete the 3-point play. 14-point game. Fenwick leads. 4 minutes left to play in the first half. Semifinal game number 1. Next up, Regina, Naperville Central.
Look at that. Oh.
Lawless,
Double,
second
triple
effort.
team, puts up a shot, misses it, but gets her own board because her hands constantly stay up. You know, she never brings her body down. She uses her body. It's strong, it's erect. She goes up strong to the glass.
Well, Bernie, this is as good as individual talent as we've seen in one state tournament. You know, as far as marquee players, every team has their best player. But I tell you, having these 3 and 4 or 5 all-staters down here is fun to watch.
It is, and you know, as we look at this Willowbrook High School tournament, I mean, you're familiar with it.
Oh, it's amazing. 6 of the 8 teams that were here in the Elite 8 were in that Willowbrook High School tournament, the Chicagoland McDonald's shootout. 30 teams invited.
And again, if you're invited, you know you have a great team, because this is a marquee tournament. You want to be invited to this tournament. Not so much that, you know, you're going to win in the tournament, but you want to be able to compete with some of these teams that are up there.
Well, that's, you know, as a coach, Bernie, you know this. That's where you find out where you stand.
Exactly, exactly. And it's at a great time of the year because you know how much work you have to put in.
Carlisle High School, welcome to Redbird Arena, and thank you for their work. They were here this morning at about 10 o'clock, tuning things up. While I was listening to the band director, he sounded like a coach. He's like, okay, hey, horns now, we need a little bit of this. And
you know, you have to be very disciplined to be in band. I have a lot of respect for band.
I tried and had to move on to something else. Kind of like a wounded duck when I was playing the saxophone. 16-point game. 3.5 minutes to go. Boren into the game now for Althoff. I don't believe she played yesterday. Sullivan quickly doubled.
The defense is really making a difference inside.
Stephanie Lish has the
nice
save.
Step through.
And they're going to say that foul was committed on the floor.
That's unfortunate because fundamentally she did a great job stepping through to the glass, but she was fouled prior to putting the ball down.
Both teams over the limit now. 9 fouls against Fenwick, 7 against Althoff. And there you see Stephanie Lish leaning over, hands on the knees. That is a sign
Look at those
of being
stats,
tired.
though. I mean, that's a phenomenal player. 54% field goal shooting, that's almost unheard of. And she rarely misses on the line.
That's the first time since I've seen Don Hayden from Thursday at the shoot-around on that he's not smiling. He's been grinning from ear to ear the whole time down here.
Yes, high emotion.
But when you run into Fenwick, that smile tends to go away.
Well, there isn't a magic answer to, you know, what he sees, and he knows that.
Right. Good
Nice
defense by Lish. Read the passing lane.
And again, the best thing for her, she's growing up in this game as a freshman. So fortunate to play against the caliber of team that she's playing against.
Sullivan can't handle the pass, and ball squirts out to Teresa Lish.
Starting to see, you know, them wear down just a little bit.
Now they'll reset for a 3rd time this possession.
She needs to keep the ball up. She puts the ball down by Aaron. Aaron will tap it out of her hands.
A 2-man game.
That was nice. Now Sarah kept the ball up as she received that pass. Put up a nice jump shot.
Wallace tries to answer.
Wow.
And there's going to be a foul call against Nicole Rivera. We'll come back down the other way. And Lish will shoot 1-and-1. You're talking about Sarah Thomas and her talent. She's just a junior again. She's one of the top volleyball players in the state of Illinois, top 50 in fact, and hasn't declared where she wants to go yet. But as we mentioned yesterday, we saw her wearing a Southwest Missouri State University shirt, so she's leaning that way. And there you see Belleville Althoff with, you know, the ability, Bernie, to do it up and down or slow it down.
You know, you could see they've scored 76 points versus Carbondale, and then 39 against Chicago Hope, who is a great defensive team, and won the state single-A title last weekend.
They won the game, or they scored 76. Did lose to Hope, though. Gave up 46 points in that contest. Just to make it a 10-point game. And Althoff starting to make some headway here, chopping into that lead. There's Pollock missing. And Stephanie Lish will be tied up. Gendler tied it up from behind. Possession error will give it back to Althoff.
You know, the crowd wants a foul, but I thought it was a pretty clean jump ball.
How do you score
Whoa.
108 points in 32 minutes? You want to tell me how?
Well, you know, wow. I wish, I'm sure the shooting percentage of that was outrageous, but I'll tell you, I'm sure it was all fast break because they run the floor very well.
Yes, they do.
They have 3 people in the attacking lanes all the time, every possession.
Stephanie Lish tries a 3. And before she threw it off the back of Pollock, she traveled.
Well, Tracy Pollock did a great job boxing out, not allowing.
How many teams box
Stephanie
out 20 feet from the ball?
Not enough, I'll tell you that. I remind my girls all the time that, you know, you need to box out. You don't want to give them second opportunities.
Smiley. One of her first misses, and Stephanie Lish has the rebound. In fact, that was Smiley's first miss, 4 for 4 prior to that. Good
Nice
take.
move. Stephanie just does not give up.
And it's an 8-point game. Althoff has it back to single digits and almost a steal by Lish.
Aaron working very hard to get a position inside. She has it.
And there's going to be a Fenwick turnover. It'll be Althoff basketball.
And you know, that could be a big turnover right now. This possession could bring the game to 6.
Oh, this is just what Althoff needed, especially going into the locker room at halftime.
Right, 40 seconds. If they could score here.
It's an 8-0 run. It was 34-18. Now it's 34-26. Lish catches her breath.
Great post work inside.
It looks like Althoff wants to hold for the last shot now. Probably a smart play. Keep that momentum into the second half. Fenwick will come out, though, to pressure.
And look who takes the shot. And did you see the form on that shot in the arc? She just actually extended herself.
Rivera. They will not even get a shot.
That was big. That was big for Althoff.
A 10-0 run to end the first half.
Well, that's a lot of credit to them. You know, I talked about composure early on in the game and some leadership. You've seen both in Stephanie and composure and the point of her sister, Teresa.
Lee Hall is standing by with the head coach of Fenwick, David Power. Lee?
Coach, you go into the locker room with a lead, but kind of streaky there, and Althoff got back in it. What did they do right to get back in it?
I think they started jamming up the posts quite well. Similar strategy Galesburg used. But we have to free Aaron a little bit more. I think our guards got a little impatient, took some ill-advised shots, especially that final minute and a half. But we'll regroup.
Okay, Coach, go get him.
Thank you.
Thank you. David Power, head coach of Fenwick, back to you.
Thank you very much. Outstanding first half. Fenwick over Althoff by 6. Redbird Arena state semifinal game number 1. Belleville, Althoff, and Fenwick. Fenwick led 34-18, as you see there. Have ourselves a ball game now, Bernie.
They're shooting 60%. Althoff 40%, and the interesting thing, Althoff is out-rebounding Fenwick. You know, we're seeing a lot of great play, a lot of good basketball. I'm concerned if we look at Althoff, if they're going to get tired. With Fenwick, you know, they've got a lot of experience, and I think they're going to come out here and really make a statement in the second half.
Let's take a closer look at the numbers here from the first half. And as Bernie was mentioning, Fenwick shooting the ball very, very well. 13 of 22. Rebounds a little bit surprised. I don't think anyone thought Althoff could rebound with Fenwick.
You know, look at it. It's 15-11, and again, the inside game has really made a difference for them. points off turnovers. Fenwick has made a difference there, and that's because their defense is really hounding the ball handlers.
And points in the paint, of course, 18-6. As far as leading scorers are concerned, just what we thought. Lawless and Stephanie Lish leading the way.
You know, the Lish sisters are doing a great job, but I really think it's going to be important that Sarah comes in and makes some offensive contributions. And Fenwick, they're doing what they need to do. Everybody's contributing. So I think their game plan is one that's really on task right now.
Fenwick leads Althoff by a score of 34-28. We'll return to Bloomington after this local timeout.
And we are back at halftime, 34-28, our halftime score. Fenwick was up as many as 16, but it's now a 6-point game. Althoff coming back with a 10-0 run there going into the locker room. We've got a great semifinal coming up after this one, and we're going to have a little preview of that right now. We're with Naperville Central head coach Andy Nussbaum and Regina head coach Jim Russo. We're going to start with Coach Nussbaum because I'm left-eared. Coach Candace Parker just walks by, and whenever people talk to you about your team, that's all they want to talk about. But she got a lot of help last night.
Well, she, you know, I said last night there's a lot to watch. She's a great player. She's entertaining, and she brings up the level of play of the other players that we have. But our other players have a lot themselves to bring up. And our unit of 5 has become a pretty solid unit. We're real pleased with the other 4 players we have. I mean, I just couldn't be more pleased with the way the unit is playing right now.
I remember Candace when she used to come to Bradley games to watch her brother Anthony. I can attest to the fact that she wasn't always 6'3".
I was going to say there's a lot of people that don't know that she was ever that short. You know, Candace would be a great player if she was 5'8".
Yeah.
And the fact that she's 6'3" or 6'4" or whatever she is, she won't let us measure her anymore. Just adds a total, you know, a different dimension to her game than what anybody ever sees.
Let's talk to Coach Jim Russo. Coach, you guys met earlier in the year at the Naperville Central Tournament, 6-point ball game. What do you remember about that game?
Well, we remember that we held Candace to 38 points. We got off to a pretty good start in that game, and Andy did a nice job of switching defenses on us and really shut us down in the second quarter. We did a nice job in the second half of coming back. Wasn't as close as we'd like it, but we thought we showed we could play with them at that time. Hopefully we can again today.
38 points out of 52 scored by the whole team. She's just the whole package, isn't she?
Yeah, we'd like to be able to defend with 6 or 7 people today, but they won't let us do that. She can do everything. She can score inside, outside. She's very unselfish. She makes everybody around her better, and it makes it very difficult to try to defend her and the rest of her team.
I'm not blowing smoke at you, but I got to tell you, last night's game was one of my favorite games, I think, of all time. Just the camaraderie between your two teams. Hard-fought game against Trinity, your conference rivals. Great teamwork on both teams. I was very impressed.
Well, again, Jason and I are friends personally, and you have 2 schools from the same conference. You know each other like a book. It's probably not going to come down to a whole lot to X's and O's other than the kids play together, you get a couple breaks, and we came home a winner.
Coach, good luck to you this afternoon. Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck to you. Back with more from Redbird Arena after these local messages. We're back at halftime, 34-28. Fenwick leading Belleville Althoff. We're with Don Hayda, the head coach of Althoff. Coach, they went on a 19-3 run. Looked like your girls, I mean, you're down 16. What did you tell them, and what was the key to the 10-0 run there at the end of the half?
Well, we had to change up to go to 32 zone, which really helped. We can contain Lawless a little better, and we got some turnovers. I mean, we've got to take it to them on offense, make them try to foul us a little bit better. Lawless is an awesome player. We couldn't just man her and let them dump to her. So we're going to play 32 zone. We hope that they get a little cold. We could create some fire, get our fans in this game. We've got to keep taking the ball to them.
Yeah, they didn't make the best decisions there, and that was probably due to your defense there toward the end of the half.
I think that's exactly it. Pressure. You know, we're not giving up playing 32 zone. We're changing tactics. So I think if we buy into that concept, I think we got a shot here. I was really happy with the comeback.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Scott, back to you.
Okay, Lee, thank you very much. He's feeling it, Coach.
Yes, his voice is as bad as mine.
Well, it'd be hard-pressed to try to find some highlights from that first half. Yeah, right. It's hard-pressed to condense them down into a short package, but let's take a closer look at what happened in that first half. And, of course, it all started with Brianne Smiley. There's one of her three-point field goals in the first half, and Erin Lawless, of course, the power inside. She can do it all, and Teresa Lish tried to keep up, and she did. She had three-point field goals in that first half as well, and there on the break is Althoff. So many different people helping Fenwick. Teresa Lish again stepping out, knocking down the long one, and of course Sarah Thomas, who had the big game yesterday, saddled with a couple of fouls early, got one of her 2 buckets right there. There's the penetration again for Brianne Smiley, who had a big first half, 11 points.
And this was a big bucket to end the half.
Very, very big bucket. Of course, that was Stephanie Lish, and Stephanie had a huge first half. And you know, we talked a lot, Bernie, about all-staters and what they mean. And as we look at the stats, Lawless with 16, Stephanie Lish with 15.
And, you know, both of them playing with, you know, their hearts on their sleeves. They know how big this game is and how it, you know, you got to leave it all out on the floor, and they're both doing that. And they have an excellent supporting cast, both teams. And that's what both coaches, you know, they feel that in order to get that championship game, everybody's going to have to contribute out on the floor.
Second half just ahead, 34-28. Fenwick on top of Althoff.
People are busy with families and careers. They don't want to spend a lot of extra time taking care of their insurance needs.
My mom never puts me on hold, and my mom never says, can I just call you right back? I have something else that I need to do.
When you call us, you don't have to wait around. You're going to talk to a real person.
Right off the bat. Claims happen quickly because at 2 o'clock in the morning, when they have a pipe break, they want you there at 3 o'clock in the morning.
This is my country.
If I say I'm going to call you back, that doesn't mean next Tuesday.
There's your score. We are ready to start the second half. Who will play for the championship tonight at 8:15? Regina, Naperville Central waiting in the wings. They will be next right after this ball game.
As we begin the second half.
Fenwick will come out with Rivera, Althoff, Lawless, Marino, and Smiley. Almost a turnover right off the bat, and there is a turnover right off the bat.
Good call, Scott.
And the Crusaders also start their original 5, the 2 Lishes, Jenna Renner, Thomas, and Sullivan.
I'm a little surprised that Fenwick isn't putting more pressure, full court pressure on the Crusaders.
Well, one of the stats we didn't talk about in the first half was Teresa Lish with just 1 turnover. And Althoff's going to get another crack at it.
That was a great save.
Hang on. Now here you are, your state semifinals. You have 3 guards taking turns on you, 1 turnover. Lawless high above the crowd.
There's that transition I was talking about earlier. That's how they could score 108 points, because they could do that anytime down the floor. They run the floor so well. Everybody is in the attacking lane. They have 3 lanes that they could choose from the attack.
Althoff the bucket, Smiley the assist. That stops a 10-0 run that dates back to the first half. Thomas had it stripped away by Rivera.
It was good defense.
Let's start here for the Friars. Smiley, her 4th 3.
Well, you know, Fenwick has all cylinders on right now, pushing the ball down the floor, filling the lanes. Everyone's attacking.
Althoff needs a bucket here. The lead is back to double digits. Teresa Lish misses badly.
A little bit of a forced shot.
And then she's going to force a turnover, though. Elizabeth Marino had the rebound, but because of the pressure from Lish, she stepped on the end line.
Substitution for Fenwick.
Here comes a sub into the ball game for Fenwick. That's Cloak. She'll get Rivera out of there. Fenwick, of course, with some incredible numbers. 73 points a game. It's what they score.
Excellent patience.
And it's just inside the
There you go. That was really a good job by Belleville. Making sure they made the defense shift and move before they could take that shot. Nice open shot.
That's the first field goal of the Elite Eight for Jenna Renner. Renner, an outstanding softball player. Catcher will go to St. Louis U or Indiana State. There's Purdue bound Lawless.
So many athletes out on the floor today.
As far as Belleville Althoff is concerned, they don't get it done from the three-point arc, that's for sure, even though Lish has 3 today.
Tough defense.
Jenna Renner is going to go to the free throw line as she is fouled.
You know,
they're going to get Cloak on the foul.
If you saw Jenna, she actually went into the foul, which was smart, and then let that shot go. She could go to the line.
Coach Hayda calls her J-Dog. I say, what's that mean? He goes, well, first name starts with J, and I call people I like dogs, so J-Dog, D-A-W-G.
There you go.
All right, we got one here.
And we have a whistle at the scorer's table. Let's try to see what that's about. Maybe there's some confusion right between the officials.
Well, I'm not so sure if it's a question of who should be shooting or who the foul was given to.
Well, it was Renna, and it was, well, they called the foul on Cloak. Not sure why they'd be talking to Coach Hayda.
I'm sure Lee will get on this.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Well, Coach Hayda's happy. He's clapping his hands about something.
Illegal substitution? No, I don't know. He's excited.
42 seconds on the clock.
Oh, wait a minute. I think there was 50 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock just a minute ago. I think that's what it was. Well, nonetheless, we'll go back to free throws here. Renna made her first one, and Jenna will get another. Back to a single-digit lead for Fenwick.
Nice transition again out of a free throw.
Good transition defense. Althoff, a long three.
That was nice. They're running a 1-3-1 offense, which is countering, you know, the 3-2 that he's trying to run. Hitting some excellent gaps on their passing.
Stephanie Lish and company will try to answer. Lish with a bucket.
Stephanie Lish.
Using that elbow a little bit.
We found out what that problem was. The clock kept running during the free throw. That's what the complaint was from Don Hayda.
Brianna Smiley. The guards know exactly what to do, where to be, to complement each other. You know, she was wearing down Teresa Lish defensively. Teresa wanted a 5-second call and didn't get it. And then she passed it off and then received the pass back.
And Stephanie Lish will earn a trip to the free throw line as Maggie Cloak got her on the arm. You know, it's interesting about Brianne Smiley. Made 24 three-pointers, 24 out of 65, which is outstanding percentage coming into this tournament. She has 5 today.
5 for 5.
Look what Fenwick is from the field from three-point land.
Wow.
6 of 9.
66%.
Stephanie Lish now with 17, make it 18. 6 of 7 from the line, 6 of 15 from the field. Rivera re-enters the ball game, and Cloak sits down, and there's a timeout on the floor. 47-36, Fenwick leads Althoff. We'll return to Bloomington after these local messages.
(47-36) Fenwick here in the third quarter. We're with Father Mike Winkles of Fenwick High School. Tell me what your boys are doing here, a little bit of radio work.
Right, we have Matt Fermanci and Joe Pollock, who are broadcasting over the internet at www.fenwickfriars.com. We started this little project this year, and it's been going very well. We've been broadcasting boys and girls basketball. We even did a wrestling match one day. And it's really great. Alumni all over the country can listen to what's happening at school.
All right, we're going to listen in here just a second.
Rivera over to Lawless. Lawless goes up and makes the layup.
All right, Slocum, you better straighten up and fly right, buddy, because we've got an option if we don't like what you're doing over there, all right?
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Good for him. That sounds great. And that's nice that they're able to do that. The internet, a wonderful thing.
And what a great opportunity for a high school student to learn, you know, at a very young age to deal with and work with media.
As you heard there, Lawless with another field goal. Her 8th, now has 20. And it'll stay with Althoff.
Brianne Smiley, 18 points today, 5 for 5 behind the arc.
You know, with all the talk about Lawless and Stephanie Lish, we figured it'd be somebody behind the scenes, if you will, Bernie. Thomas misfires, and any rebound that is to be had is had by Lawless.
What an open court pass. Wow, you know, that was excellent because she saw her all the way down the floor. She knew that she was going to give her that ball. Again, a guard to guard.
2 for 3 for Althoff from the arc, 5 for 5 for Smiley. They're 7 of 10 as a team. Fenwick. The lead is back up to 16 where it was midway through the second quarter. And Stephanie misfires.
Great ball movement. Excellent floor balance.
There's Teresa Lish still battling in there, though, huh?
Absolutely.
She is tired, but still going after it. Boy, these 3 guards from Fenwick are so athletic.
Just watch the ball movement and the patience.
Rivera hits the side of the backboard. Althoff bails her out with a rebound.
Oh. She grabbed that out of the air.
Rivera.
Good hustle, Rivera.
The athletic ability that we talk about from these 3 guards. They are a treat to watch.
And it's extremely difficult to defend because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They spread the floor well. They cut all cutters.
I called
fill the lanes.
Yeah, I called him the 3-headed monster before the game.
Yes.
I meant that in a good way.
Nice, solid pull through.
There's one of the heads. Althoff with her 3rd 3, and Coach Hayda needs to try to figure out a way to slow down this runaway train that is Fenwick. 55-36.
And I think we're looking at possibly a defensive change by Coach Althoff.
Well, Althoff, of course, their first ever appearance in the Elite 8. And now their first trip to the semifinals. This is what we talked a little bit about earlier. The common opponents, of course, Hope won the Class A championship last week.
And, you know, Althoff lost 39-36, but if you notice, Teresa Lish did not play at the time. And when they were also up there, they played New Trier, and they lost to New Trier, 47-57.
Althoff fans still trying their best. Still trying their best to hang around. Now, one girl just got an elbow to the head. Did you see that? It's like
Anything
Lawless
to get on
down low. There's Lawless with 20. Smiley, 18. Coming up right after this ball game, it's game 2 of the state semifinals. Candace Parker, Naperville Central against Regina Dominican. What a great game Dominican and Trinity played last night in the third quarter final game. We thought the Naperville Central Marian Catholic game was going to be one of those games that went right down to the wire, but Central played awfully well, and Parker has a great supporting cast.
Yes, she does. It will be interesting to see what role they all played today to get into that championship game.
Althoff with just 8 points here in the third quarter. Fenwick with 21, and there's another Crusader turnover. A little three-quarter court pressure now. First time today for this. There's a pass kicked out of bounds by Althoff. It'll stay with Fenwick.
Erin Lawless.
It comes up limping a little bit.
In the face, I think, with the basketball. In the eyes, maybe in the nose. She's tough, though. She has to be. She's playing for the championship game. She wants to get in it. A little bit of telegraph there.
Teammates asking Lawless if she's okay. Here comes Gengler back in. Rivera sits down. Nicole yet to score, but so valuable.
You know, I'll tell you what, who made that all happen was, you know, you saw a nice solid screen, and they went with the screen, and Erin ended up being wide open.
We're going to get a foul called. I think this will be on Lawless. Nope, instead, Kristen Heidloff. A couple of subs into the ball game. Rivera back in. Heidloff sits down for Fenwick, and Mallory Sullivan enters, and Prout has the seat.
And, you know, Coach is doing a great job because probably wanting to rest them a little bit. You know, a minute, 21 seconds before the fourth quarter.
Marino picks off the inbounds. Fenwick quickly back the other way.
Look at that post up.
Good, strong post up.
Just look how much space she takes.
Well, she's so
in her
wide,
eyes,
yeah.
They just get so big.
Her arms, her legs, everything just spreads out. Fourth foul on Sullivan. Probably the team's first of the half.
Nice move. Again, you know, she made that all happen. She came cutting to the ball, showing her hands, showing her strength. The guard gave her the ball. Solid power slide into the glass. And you'll see as she comes, hands up, grabs the ball, power slide into the glass with the defense behind her. Just such a complete player.
And the thing about her is if they needed her to be more active from the outside, she could do that as well.
Yes. Well deserving of her first team All-State selection.
Yes. Biggest lead, all of a sudden it's up to 24, just like that. Stephanie Lish will not give up, though. She's a competitor.
You know, they all are, to their credit.
Stephanie Lish using a rubber band as a way to keep the hair out of her eyes. And Smiley gets a round of applause. Speaking of rubber bands, maybe later on we can show what Brienne Smiley does with rubber bands for good luck. Interesting story we found out from
You know what? Whatever works.
Whatever works, you're right.
We may all wear rubber bands next year. Again, strength inside.
It's going to stay with Althoff. Gangler a slap in the hands, and she's another one of those players that if she was on any other team, she would be one of the 2 or 3 featured players, but on this team, she has to come off the bench.
A lot of pushing inside.
And Teresa Lish gets her first field goal since the first quarter. She came out strong with 3 threes.
Look at this transition.
There's a
It's a
turnover.
good idea.
Gengler threw it behind Rashidi Joyner, who just came into the game.
Raven just need to angle that pass just a little bit more to the basket.
Closing seconds of the third quarter. And Lawless, it's called for reaching in. That'll be the second on her, team's fifth here.
Gonna give her a break, I think. I'm sure the crowd will give her a warm reception as she goes to the bench.
Yeah, the roar you are about to hear is for this young lady right here.
All-State, going to Purdue, will be an excellent contribution to the Big Ten.
Mallory Sullivan misfires.
Great pressure.
And Teresa Lish will earn a trip to the free throw line.
Such presence for a freshman. Good pressure on her part.
Fenwick foul on 22, Maggie Float for third. 16 foul on Flyers.
Althoff shooting very well from the free throw line today. That was one of their weaknesses coming in, 62%. But today they're 9 for 10. Make it 10 for 11.
You know, Coach Hayda has a young squad. I'm sure he's excited about what he has coming back.
He loses an all-stater, but cupboard is not empty by any means. Thomas, Sullivan, Teresa Lish all back. The bench, mostly all underclassmen. We will hear from them again, and there's one of the big reasons why.
Nice move. Teresa came in, not giving up, going for the steal. Gets a steal and scores.
That's it for the quarter.
She's definitely leaving it all on the floor.
After three, Fenwick 60, Althoff 42.
We could have a really good ending here for the end of the season, and it's really exciting for us to make it this far this year. I mean, we've been trying for the last couple years. We couldn't quite get over the hump, trying to get here, but I think we finally made it this year, so we're excited.
Nothing to feel bad about if you're Belleville Althoff losing to Fenwick in this game.
Absolutely not. They're playing very hard. They're doing all the things that they need to do. There's not one thing wrong with their game right now.
But that team right there is awfully good. And they're 8 minutes away from playing for a championship. This is Stephanie Lisher's last game in a Crusader uniform. She'll don the Indiana Sycamore uniform for the next 4 years. Number one in her class. Smart, talented. The whole package. Fenwick with its starters still on the floor. Lawless, Marino, Smiley, Heidloff, and Rivera.
And you almost have to wonder, how long you're going to leave them there. Only because 8 minutes, a lot can happen. But you have a game tonight, not a whole lot of recovery time. And that's for the state championship, so you want to have everybody full speed.
Could that be one of the reasons why Fenwick, you mentioned during a break earlier that you're surprised that they didn't come out in full court pressure. Is that one of the reasons why?
Yeah, I would think so. And maybe he knew he didn't need to.
Boy, and Lish is gassed.
I mean, they're shooting 67%. And that's all you need to do. Find the open shot and make it.
Smiley didn't make that one, and Stephanie Lish has it. She's fouled by Brienne.
We see those rubber bands on her feet, on her ankles.
Brienne Smiley had a chance to talk with her before the game. If you can see the rubber bands, the green one, we found out what they're all for. The green one on her left ankle it has lyrics to an Eminem song that she likes, okay? The brown one was given to her by a friend, just a friend named Jose. Now on the right foot, the green one that you can't see because it's underneath the others, that's in honor of Brittany Johnson, who blew out her ACL after 16 games. A 5'8" sophomore, very, very talented. She never told us what the orange and pink ones were for.
I'm sure it's for tonight. It's a surprise about tonight.
Okay. We'll look forward to finding out what those two are for tonight.
I want to know where she's finding such fun, multi-colored rubber bands.
And she has lyrics written and things written on each one of those rubber bands. 17-point game. And Lawless is fouled. Regina, Naperville Central next. I think many people thought when we came down here, Bernie, that Naperville Central and Fenwick obviously ranked 1 and 2.
The 1-2 punch,
It was
yeah.
an obvious final, but you know, Regina, they keep the tempo down a little bit.
Great defensive team. They're, you know, in the tournament, they've only allowed 32 points to all their opponents defensively.
It's amazing.
It's great defense.
Big day for Lawless. She just added to it. $19-point game. Fenwick will win for the 34th time this year. Nice move.
Nice step through.
She made that move on Lawless. Third field goal for Sarah. Althoff dribbles through pressure. Rachel Paget in now for
Teresa Bush just not giving up defensively. Nice pass. You know, again, Erin Lawless is phenomenal, but she is so lucky to have the guard play that she has. She was defended in the back and in the front, gave a strong lead hand to the glass, and was able to just answer with 2 points.
She is something else, that's for sure. Teresa Lish will get taken out of the ball game, and that'll probably be it for her for this game. We'll see her in the consolation game tonight at 6:30.
Someone asked Erin yesterday if people told her she looked like Laura Flynn Boyle from Law and Order.
It's not a bad person
And if she
to look
wanted,
like,
right,
you know what I
and if
mean?
she wanted to be a lawyer.
What'd she say?
Well, I haven't thought about that.
Another nice move.
Look at that board. Coach pulling back the reins on the transition.
20-point game, 5.5 to go. Althoff still out pressuring the ball. Soon I'm sure you'll see Stephanie Lish could take it from the game too. Now, is Coach Hayden thinking about 3rd and 4th now?
Boy, I don't know. It might be smart too.
Timeout, Fenwick.
Well, Fenwick
You
takes
never
a
want
timeout.
to. You never want to second guess what a coach is thinking at this point.
Timeout on the floor. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. When you're as good as Fenwick is, people like to play you from all over, and you get invited to play places as well. There you see Fenwick against out-of-state competition, 3-1. That loss to Beaver Creek, 1-point game. Beaver Creek has a 6'5" All-American. Welcome back to Redbird Arena. Scott Slocum along with Bernie Charrow. Bernie, the head coach at Normal West. Like to find out more about girls basketball or high school sports in the state of Illinois in general? Log on to the World Wide Web at www.ihsa.org.
You know, Scott, looking at some stats, Fenwick is 8 for 13 from the three-point line. They need one more to break the AA record held by Bartonville Limestone with 8.
And Erin Wallace. Wallace with another basket. She now has 30 points. And Smiley with a steal. And she's fouled. Lawless, actually Lawless now with 32, 12 of 16 from the field, 8 of 9 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds.
You know, you try to look for some answers. Fatigue can be a factor. However, this is a phenomenal team. They have all the things that you need to be able to score 67 points.
Smiley with 19 now. Fenwick, a third place finish, their first trip downstate in 2000, first in 2001. They'll finish either first or second this year. Remember, this program has only been around since 92-93. There's a steal. The first year they played with seniors was 1995.
Wow. No, she had to catch that. Someone's behind her back. Kind of like doing an end route in football, you know?
That's right. All about timing. All about timing. Fenwick putting a hurt on Althoff. It's 71-45. A lot of spirit and a lot to cheer about and a lot to look forward to.
A lot of
for a state
substitutions here
championship.
for the Crusaders. He is thinking about that third place game.
Fenwick with their starters still on the floor with the exception of Gangler in for Marino.
And you know what? I think it's an honorable thing to do, too, for Coach Hayda, to get kids out on the floor. See what it's like to get out on that state tournament floor and compete.
There's another turnover and another run out.
You know, even if you are a bench player or a substitute, you have to make your starters work hard in practice, so you deserve to play, too.
And Coach Powers will remove his 5 starters, or 5 newcomers here, and that's nice. But the thing about Fenwick is they're so deep that the girls he brings in off the bench have already played a lot here today. The foul going to be caught on Nicole Crute down low. And that should put Althoff over the limit. This is Maggie Cloak. Maggie had 4 points in the victory over Galesburg yesterday in the Elite 8. 1 bucket in the first half here today.
Great size, 5'11" freshman.
Yeah, you talk about the cupboard being full for Coach Hayda. What about for Coach Powers?
She's left-handed. Wow, she's smiling. She's having fun.
Soft touch. And Coach Power actually will maybe we'll get to coach his daughter Erin next year. She's an 8th grader. Will come to Fenwick. Misfiring there is Diney Rakowski, and it'll stay with Althoff. And if you're a big Fenwick fan and you wonder, what are we going to do? We're losing a Lawless. There's going to be another Lawless coming as well, a cousin.
That's tough to follow.
Yeah, I was just feel bad for her, huh?
Good role model, though, I'll tell you that.
Taylor Lawless. Remember that name. Good bloodlines. Pollock now running the point for Fenwick. Napleton will get called for double dribble.
Everybody disagreeing with that over there. It's fun to see the starters start coaching the kids now. Coaching their teammates.
Long 3 attempt is no good. And then Fenwick just threw it over. Quintana tried to hit Pollock and threw it behind her.
Again, 6-footer. He definitely has some size coming back next year.
Yeah, it's one of those things. People say, well, why are they always good? Well, once you start to win, people want to play for that program. They want to be a part of it. They want to come here. They want to play on television. Good pass inside to Sarah Thomas. 4 field goals for Sarah. 8 points on the game.
Again, Fenwick
just turned it over
with a lot of ball movement.
Montrese Coggins and Michelle Mabry, a couple of freshmen check in. Sarah Thomas and Nicole Crute will sit down. Thomas, one of those players to look for next year. made a couple of real nice moves, even on Lawless today. Got her up in the air a couple of times and drove by her. And the rebound to Quintana. Jasmine Quintana appeared in 18 games this year for Fenwick. Reserves get to play a lot at this school because they win by a lot of points. That was Liston, and we're going to get a jump ball. Possession there at Althoff. Althoff's a school of 747 kids there. They had a lot of success. Volleyball, 2 of the last 3 Elite Eights. Football semifinals. This year, boys, a #1 seed. Wrestling, 6 individuals to state. This caps off what their coach told me is the best year ever at Belleville Althoff in all the sports combined. And sitting down now is Maggie Cloak. They'll need her tonight. Kowski's going to try yet again and miss again. Putback is no good by Paget. And it's controlled by Fenwick. Good work by Margaret Knapp. And we'll have another turnover. 2:18 left to go, 73-47. Fenwick, the 34th victory of the year.
And doing it in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
You know, offense, defense.
Long 3 by Coggins is no good. Here comes Pollock back the other way. And their defense is so overlooked because of Lawless, because of the guards. But defensively, they really, really smother you.
And wear you down.
And Pollock leaves, high fives all the way around. Pollock did not score here today, but did play some quality minutes in the first half. Jasmine Quintana, first free throw is good.
Again, Fenwick's, even their substitutes, all fundamentally sound. Program is very fundamentally sound.
Yeah, the 2 subs have come in and they're 4 for 4 from the free throw line now. Nice move by Mabry to the basket, can't get it to drop. And Quintana is tied up and a jump ball. This copyrighted broadcast presented for the exclusive entertainment and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of this program without the expressed written consent of the Illinois High School Association and cost broadcast sales is strictly prohibited. 1:43 to play in this one. Fenwick with a huge lead over Althoff. They'll rest up, and at around 8:15 or so tonight, the Friars will be back here on the big floor looking for the big prize.
Rashida Joyner, just a freshman. Great crossover.
Rashida was lucky enough to get called up late in the year, has appeared just a couple of ball games.
Look at that field goal percentage for a guard.
Rashida Joyner, 2 shots.
And there you saw, there you saw the numbers of Brittany Johnson, who was number 11, who's out with an ACL. That's what's scary about this team. One of their best players hasn't played the last half of the season because of torn ACL. Brittany Johnson, 5'8", averaged, as you saw, 9 points and 4 rebounds. How much better would they be with her? Be deeper also. Yes. Block shot by Fenwick. We come back down. Joyner dance with the dribble and find the open player.
Nice job.
Musselman with a bucket. Sophomore. How many underclassmen we have on the floor here? Almost
quite
everyone.
a bit, quite a bit.
Shot is deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Althoff. Mabry will try and connect.
She hits.
2-point field goal for Mabry.
Freshman.
They're not shy anymore, are they?
No.
Look at Joyner with the left hand. We talked a lot about names you should remember. There's one you should remember.
This is the future, yes. They'll be back.
And the future is bright. Rakowski, there's one.
Crowd yelling, she's a freshman.
Yes, we know. Under 20 to play. Knapp comes up short. The crowd's more into the game now than they were in the first half. To 54. And again, a dominating performance, but yet it's not flashy. Bernie, it is solid, yet
fundamental basketball.
Truly amazing. Fenwick now 34-2 on the year. They advance on to play for the state championship tonight against either Regina or Naperville Central. That semifinal game is coming up. As far as Althoff goes, they fall to 24-6, and they will play for third and fourth coming up at around 6:30 tonight, right here on the IHSA television network. No surprises here. Better team won.
Very much. I'm very impressed with how they just worked so hard to do all the right things and get everybody involved. Even though Lawless dominated, she really had a supporting cast throughout.
Fight song being sung by the Fenwick Friar fans. And they are celebrating. The girls are grinning, hopping around. They'll celebrate for how long before they turn their attention?
I think only about 10 minutes, and then they're going to concentrate on the game tonight.
Lee Hall as the victorious head coach.
All right, we're with David Power. Coach, the girls from Althoff made a run at you there in the first half, got it close before halftime, but you guys just put it on them there in the second half.
Yeah, they gave us a great push in that first half, as we said at halftime, and what I thought we had going today was a great outside attack with the threes. We hit a high number of threes, and of course Erin Lawless did her thing, and that was all she wrote. Offensively, I was very pleased with our performance. Lacking out in defense, we got to work a little bit more between now and tonight's game.
Playing for a state championship tonight, how good does that feel?
It feels very good. I'm very excited, very happy for the kids. They've worked very hard for this. This has been a great run with these girls. If you think of the 4 years they've been together, going for another trophy. Hopefully it's the one with the net on it, but
yeah.
I'm very, very proud of them.
All right, we are, where's our player of the game? Brianne Smiley, I know you're excited and celebrating with your teammates. Let's talk to you though real quick. Tell me about missing out on coming down here last year and then coming back here again. How much does it mean to you?
I think after losing last year, you know, we realized how much we really want this, and I think that's like a big boost for us, and we know that we're capable of being here. We should have been here last year, but we weren't, so we're motivated to be here.
They were talking about your guard plays being like a three-headed monster. There's a lot of weapons on this team. Erin Lawless, obviously #1, but there's a lot of girls that play roles and do what they need to do to make this team win.
I think it definitely goes past just our starting lineup. I think all of our benches, you can see like the last couple minutes that we do have a lot of players that would be starting at other high schools. So I think we're pretty much set.
Has it hit you yet that you're going to play for a state title tonight?
Not yet. I think it will when we get in the locker room.
All right, we'll go have fun.
Thank you.
All right, Brianna Smiley, our Country Insurance player of the game. Scott, back to you.
Thank you, Lee. 80-54, your final score. Fenwick plays for the state championship tonight against either Regina or Naperville Central. Should be a good one. Stay tuned. Plenty more still to come from Redbird Arena. We'll take these local message breaks.
And welcome back to Redbird Arena on the campus of Illinois State University. We have one finalist already in the books, Fenwick with the win over Belleville Althoff. Coming up next, it is Naperville Central, the #1 team in the state, the #3 team in the country, led by Candace Parker, and they will take on Regina for a trip to the state championship. And right now, we've got the three-point shooting contest coming up here. 4 ladies have advanced all the way from regionals to make it here to Redbird Arena. Lisa Prati is with us as well. And let's talk a little bit about the format here, Lisa.
Well, it looks like they are going to get about 45 seconds to shoot. Each player, they have 3 spots on the court and the perimeter that they get to shoot the 3 points. And from there, we're going to see. As far as I know, the player that had the most points the last time, which was on Thursday, was Amy Weglars from Jacobs High School, which is located in Algonquin.
Let's back up a little bit here. We're going to have to shoot ourselves. I'm not sure how many I could make. I think that's after this, Lisa and I are going to do our own little 3-point shooting contest. That ought to go very well. Yeah, Amy, actually Kelly McIntyre is going to lead things off for us. Amy Weglars did have 12. She is from Algonquin. The shooting order is going to be Kelly McIntyre from Buffalo Grove. She's going to go first. She made 10 in the finals or the semifinals the other night, however you want to refer to that. Rachel Bolt of Mount Vernon made 11. Lauren Nakoff made 11, and Amy Weglars, as you mentioned, made 12. That's not bad out of 15.
Not bad at all. And Kelly McIntyre actually tied on Thursday, so she had to go 2 more rounds because she tied again in the second round with 6, and then she ended up winning it in the third with 5.
This is the AA finals. The winner here will move on to the Queen of the Hill competition here tonight, and they will take on last week's winner, Christy Blackburn of Decatur St. Teresa. Her team made it to the Elite 8, lost in the first round, but she advanced and won the Class A championship last week. Okay, Kelly McIntyre, junior out of Buffalo Grove, the left-hander, makes her first one, and that's always good.
It's fantastic. And the other thing is, what is really unique about number 22 here is the fact that she played baseball as a freshman on the boys team. Got to give her a lot of credit for going out and playing for the baseball team.
Fastball, curveball, changeup. She's also a golfer. The Bisons finished 25-8 this past season. She made 12 at the sectional. She's got 7 right now with 3 more to go. Plenty of time left, and a nice job by Kelly McIntyre, the junior. She makes 10. Not a bad start. It's a pretty good number to put up and maybe put a little pressure on the next group of ladies.
And we'll have to see because Rachel Bolt is next. She's number 21 from Mount Vernon. And you got to give it to this girl right here because she has been through one heck of a year. She actually tore her ACLs 2 times, once in July, another time in November. It's been 102 days from one surgery to the next surgery. She did not get a chance to play this year, but the doctor did clear her to at least shoot in the 3-point contest.
And it wasn't the same ACL. It was one knee and then the other. She's got the brace on the left knee, and you mentioned she can't even play basketball right now. She has been cleared to shoot. She made it here as a freshman, and she said, I choked. I only made 5. So we're hoping she does better than that here today. That's 3. 3 out of the first 5, a good start for Rachel Bolt, junior, out of Mount Vernon High School. She says she hasn't picked a college yet. I said, well, where would you like to go? She says, Tennessee, if I get a choice. So, Pat Summit, if you're listening, she looks good in the orange.
Everybody wants to go to Tennessee, right? She also is a 2-sport athlete. Not only does she play basketball, but she also plays softball for Mount Vernon.
I don't think she's going to get to play this year. I think the injury is going to keep her out. A much better effort than her freshman year. Rachel Bolt with 9. It's currently second to Kelly McIntyre, but a fine effort. And the year she's been through, my goodness, she's just making it here is quite an accomplishment for Rachel Bolt.
She makes it look so easy, doesn't she?
Yeah. Up next, Lauren Nakoff from Thornton Fractional South. This is kind of up in your neighborhood.
Yes, it is. It's in Lansing. It's TF South, as we call it in the south suburbs. But Laura Nakoff, she right now too is undecided. She's thinking that she wants to major in elementary education. She plays just basketball, so she's not a 2 or 3 sport athlete. And you can tell just by the way she's making the baskets now that she takes a lot of time and she practices quite often basketball.
High arching shot. She only makes one. She's going to have to heat it up here on her next 2 racks. Says maybe she'll go to Illinois Benedictine and play basketball, although she says she's looking at a couple of other junior colleges around her hometown. Made 53 three-pointers, school record this season. She's got 4 makes. So I'm afraid she will not advance.
I think she definitely shoots better from the top of the key. Ends it though with at least one more.
6 for Lauren Nakoff. I tell you what, coming down here on this big floor and you get about 2 or 3 minutes to warm up and then you're out there. You better be ready to shoot. This is not easy by any stretch of the imagination.
And the fact that nobody leaves in between games either, so you got quite a crowd here. All eyes are on you.
All right, and this is our top shooter from Thursday night's narrowing down competition. I don't know, do you call that, you don't call it semifinals, what do you call that? The first round, I guess.
3-pointers in the preliminary competition.
There were a whole boatload of ladies down here shooting Thursday, and now it's down to these 4. Kelly McIntyre, who plays golf, is the leader in the clubhouse. She made 10. Do we have to whisper if she's a golf?
No, it seemed like it got really quiet in here after you said that. So maybe people are actually paying attention to what you're having to say.
I doubt that. That never happens. Amy Weglars from Jacobs High School made 12 Thursday. She needs 10, at least 10, to force a shoot-off.
It looks like she actually has made her decision on what school she wants to go to. She will be attending the University of Iowa.
She wants to go into middle school education. I said, did high school scare you off? And she kind of smiled and laughed a little bit. She's a member of the soccer team as well and a member of JILG, Jobs for Illinois Graduates. That's a class and a club she belongs to that helps steer kids to college or the military or to jobs. Amy turns her palms up, says, well, I did my best. She makes 6. And our champion from Buffalo Grove is Kelly McIntyre, the left-handed junior.
And Kelly will be competing tonight in between the 3rd place and the championship game against Christy Blackburn, who's from St. Teresa out of Decatur. She is a 5'6" senior. So a lot for everyone to look forward to, not only for the championship game, but to see who comes out the victor in the single-A, double-A shootout.
I tell you what, my palms are sweating, and I was just watching. This is nerve-wracking competition here, the 3-point shootout. We have Amanda Fleming of Decatur. She is the presenting agent from Country Insurance. We're going to wander on over here and talk to our winner, Kelly McIntyre of Buffalo Grove, with 10 makes out of 15. 10 makes in the clutch, and she will shoot for a Queen of the Hill honors tonight here at Redbird Arena. Congratulations to these 4 ladies, and actually all the ladies. There were probably, what, 50, 60 ladies that shot here Thursday night.
Oh, absolutely. I believe they start out with between 300 and 500 from the beginning of this. And so you got to figure it's a lot of pressure for these girls just to get this far, and it's really incredible. And you can see on their faces, even though some of them did lose, it's just exciting to be here at Redbird Arena competing for a 3-point shootout.
Well, and it's
top 4 in the state.
And it's so much fun. I mean, these girls, their seasons, you know, none of these girls made it to the Elite 8. They all, you know, their seasons ended early, but still the season kind of continues for them, at least individually.
It does, and they look like, they kind of look a little sad now, don't they, after I just said they looked pretty excited about being here. But the nice thing is they each get a plaque because they have been involved in the 3-point showdown. So I think you need to go over there and get a quick interview.
That's why they're looking sad. That's why they're looking sad. Well, before Kelly McIntyre runs away from me, we're going to talk to her real quick. They have to pose for pictures and everything, and I'm not going to get involved in that because they don't want that as a keepsake. But Kelly McIntyre, come over here, young lady. Nice job out there.
Thank you.
No nerves. You went first, put up that big number on the board, and everybody else had to shoot for it. How much did it help you, do you think, to go first?
It helped a lot. I wasn't really that nervous, though. I just wanted to go out there and have fun, and I did. I just wanted to enjoy myself, and I had fun, so that's good.
Now, you pitched as a freshman. None of those were curveballs or changeups. They were right down the heart.
Yeah, those weren't any curveballs out there. It was just shooting.
Here's your coach, Coach Deneen from Buffalo Grove. Tell us about Kelly, the season she had, and just coming down here and winning this today. What a great finish to her year.
Catching an awful lot of grief today for not playing her a little more. And we got to get her to shoot in the ball game. She just likes to pass the basketball right now. But hopefully this will build a lot of confidence, and she'll come out next year and be our big shooter for us.
All right, well, congratulations to you both. Amanda Fleming, the presenting agent, is here from Decatur. Tell us about Country's involvement in this three-point shootout.
Oh, I'm very proud of Country, and we're very proud of all the girls here. We've had, I'm actually an agent in Decatur, and we had a local high school there that made it to the Elite Eight, St. Teresa. And we've got Christy Blackburn coming back tonight for the three-point shootout, so good luck to her.
Now, you cannot root for her over Kelly, though.
Kelly did great, too. She did.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. Thanks to Country Insurance for all they do. We've got a great semifinal coming your way next. It's Naperville Central taking on Regina. And we will take a look at that game and have more for you from Redbird Arena after this network break. Don't go away.